going out. They really just take away LMQ's chances for that dive-heavy composition. A lot of aggressive dive-heavy champions to be going out here.
Yeah, LMQ have been the only North American team to use Nunu effectively, and it's all about that counter jungling and really attacking teams that pick weaker mids so that you can get Nunu into their jungle and do a lot of counter jungling early and try and keep them down. So maybe TSM will not be picking extremely strong early games this time around, banning out that Nunu. Maybe they want to free Bjergsen up to go with something like Nidalee, who would be a little bit passive in the early game.
This is really one of the first times we haven't seen Amazing being focused with more than 2 jungle bans as well. So he might actually have the time of his life in the jungle this game.
Yeah, I'm sure he's very glad that he has not been targeted once again, because he has been the target for many teams that have had success against TSM.
Right.
And even though he's trying to branch out and expand his champion pool, TSM just has not reacted well to all the bans focused at Amazing. Right. Even in the ban phase, they can change up what their bans are going to be and, you know, ban out something else, more junglers, but they haven't reacted very well to those situations. So they're probably happy with how the bans have gone down so far.
Shyvana being grabbed up. Ackerman's been playing quite a bit of that himself. To a great play. Now going on to Dyrus, we see No Name could be picking up the Lee Sin for himself. Still wants to be a force in the jungle. He can definitely wreak some havoc trying to get in and out with Lee Sin tricks. Thresh for more. We've seen Thresh on quite a bit of supports. He has quite a good champion pool to be coming out to the start of the LCS summer split. And it looks like they may actually go for Twitch here and looking at Vasily. A lot of discussion for LMQ before they even lock in these first 2.
Yeah, with Lucian being banned, definitely very high priority on Twitch. So they don't want to early pick their jungler because there are more junglers up, whereas the AD carry pool that's available is much smaller. Both teams are really trying to get the highest priority picks in positions, but basically the first picks for those positions. So TSM go top lane and then jungle, where LMQ take up support and AD carry. Really, mid lane is going to be left for counter picking because there weren't that many mid lane bans. Only 3 is not a lot in the current meta. So they still have a whole bunch of options there. But locking in Lee Sin for Amazing is probably one of the biggest wins for TSM. To have him on at least a champion that he is comfortable on and has performed on will probably be a big morale boost for the team, if nothing else.
Looks like the Corki does get locked in. Much more playtime being seen on him, especially from Altec and from Sneaky. This time Wild Turtle's going to go for it. See how he does. He's actually been quite aggressive in his play. Gleeb's kind of had to play Zookeeper on that one.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good champion for Turtle in his current state because Corki will just continuously dish out damage, and it's all mixed damage so far here from TSM. Top lane, very mixed damage there from Shyvana, as well as mixed from Corki. Even jungle Lee Sin does a decent amount of magic damage from Max and Cripple, Tempest Strike, but they're pretty well-rounded so far. Good, strong team fight for the first 3 picks for TSM. But LMQ do have Kha'Zix on top of Elise here. So it's going to be a lane Kha'Zix. We haven't seen that from them before.
Right. Death and destruction out of an assassination team coming out here. LMQ looks to be still aggressive. Like TSM said, their assertiveness is something that you have to match. They're going to try to do it. We'll see what Bjergsen has for himself. And Gleeb to pick up, actually.
So this LMQ team here, with the Twitch and Kha'Zix and Elise, they're fairly squishy at the moment. We'll have to see if that Kha'Zix is actually going to go to mid lane or top lane, because we've seen a couple people take that Kha'Zix versus Shyvana matchup, and it's pretty hard to deal with. That's definitely going to be Ackerman up top with kill, by the way, though.
Very interesting pickups. It makes it so much harder now for TSM to adjust to these fights with the intervention coming in from Ackerman. But TSM has gone with what they stated. They want to match the aggression.
Yeah, I was saying this LMQ team looks pretty squishy so far. So they just add in an invulnerability there to the team. Now, the question is, who are they actually going to target with it? Because Ackerman's going to have to be very, very quick with his ultimates. Either Kha'Zix or Twitch can go down very quickly if they get caught in that Lee Sin or Shyvana setting up a knockback for Bjergsen. Then either one of those high damage, low health targets can be taken off the map very quickly. Kayle is a champion who's all about timing. You really want to block damage with your ultimate, not just put it on somebody who's already blinking red.
This is going to be an awesome matchup. We're just about to jump into the game, so let's take a quick look at who you are predicting to win. According to LOLesports.com, it's so close that 53% of you are actually giving it to LMQ. I'm not sure I've seen that percentage not on TSM's side.
I cannot remember a time when TSM have lost a fan vote. LMQ are definitely huge, and you guys can continue to spam Twitter throughout the game and even up that vote if you want to. At LO Esports, use that hashtag either TSM win or LMQ win.
So like I was saying, both teams kind of living up. I guess it would be TSM living up to them, saying they're going to match the aggression. They do. We see Bjergsen bringing out a few more champions, and with the patch changes, even in the spring split, we saw TSM kind of falter. And then with the new team, they've been faltering a little bit more. These guys aren't getting any champions back. It's not like Gragas is there for him to still play. They have to keep evolving with the game. And if LMQ can keep doing that faster, TSM is going to have a hard time this split.
Well,
the rest of the teams
the game has been changing so much, and TSM have also been changing.
Yeah,
TSM have changed a lot coming into the split. They've gotten rid of so many of their old members that are known by everybody in League of Legends. Dyrus is the only one remaining from the old crew. There's no more Chaos. There's no more
it's so
Reggie.
True.
There's no
weird to think about.
Everybody who has really set up this TSM brand that has been a legacy of winning is pretty much gone here. It's just Dyrus left, and so all these new guys coming in feel so much pressure on their shoulders, coming under the TSM name to uphold TSM's tradition of winning in North America. And since they haven't been able to do that in the beginning, it was a rocky start. They're definitely feeling the heat, and they're definitely frustrated. But they, like I said, they have been making changes. They've apparently brought on a full-time coach, and they want to bring TSM back to where it was.
There you go, Kobe. 72 with the vote changing out on Twitter. We'll see how TSM actually plays to that. We'll see if they can match the percent vote as well. And slow moving, but they are making sure they know what the lane matchups are. Very deep wards to start this one off.
The thing is, that's a tricky ward to place, and it was pinged out by LMQ. They saw the ward there, so LMQ are aware that TSM are looking for that information, and they can easily work around it. TSM, though, going with that lane swap top probably. It should just be regular red steals for trading here for the first buffs.
So many more wards than we're used to seeing, but that's it. The vision is power right now, and teams know it, especially coming into the summer split. Looks like the buffs to be stolen. I don't know we're going to get the switch up. Nope, Corky top.
Now, because the mid lane is going to be the only one really matching up here, let's talk about this matchup. Xiao bringing in the Kazakhs to deal with Bjergsen here on Yasuo is a pretty good pick, even though Kazakhs has been the target of a lot of recent balance changes. He is melee, and he can get right through the wind wall. Has a pretty good time here. See how well he can do against Bjergsen, who's actually started Q instead of the charge. A lot more aggression comes out of Yasuo, who start the E first, charging up the dashes, and then going for all-ins early. So that's why Xiao not too scared at the moment.
Playing quite safe. You can see Bjergsen not trying to push the lane too much along with using those Qs. He's keeping it in a safe position. Gets his E, they both hit 2 at the same time. Xiao actually, whoa, take a bit of damage there. Very good help from the flow shield. And Bjergsen actually doesn't decide to use that last Q right away.
Does get some more harass down on him. Now, as far as the jungles are going, they are holding hands. It is the buddy system, as Jet likes to call it. I think I give it a harsher name. They're just the top lane scavengers. But Ackerman actually has been giving more of the camp experience over to No Name. Still level 1 here. And they're going for the early dragon. This is the advantage that is afforded by keeping your duo bottom. Because TSM went for that swap up top, they knew they were giving up this first dragon. And the first dragon isn't that big of a deal. What really the first dragon means is you have the timer for the second dragon, which will be worth more. Now, you still do get that low amount of basic global gold, which will put them slightly ahead here.
Very nice for them. It's putting the pieces in position to be aggressive later or have the advantage later. They'll be able to move on that dragon, like you said, early time.
And actually, they did a smart thing there. They play off the way experience works, where Ackerman was almost level 2, but he was still level 1. So he was lower than the average level, gets some of that comeback experience, local experience from Dragon, and shoots right up to 2 there in time to use his teleport to get some experience off this wave top. So they are doing a better job this time around. We were going to watch that, of getting Ackerman a stronger early start so that when he does have to lane against someone, he won't be at such a disadvantage.
You can see, to counteract that on the other side, Glebe actually went down there with Dyrus because he didn't have that experience. That was when Dyrus usually gets dove. So TSM trying to handle the situation just a little differently. But we'll see now Glebe reporting back to the top lane to help out Wild Turtle, as we're going to get amazing hatching a ward here in mid lane.
Yeah, sitting right on a ward. This is pretty much the worst position for a jungler to be in early game. Wasting time in the first 10 minutes. Every second in the first 10 minutes is worth so much for junglers. That's really where a lot of the power comes from. So anytime you do happen to sit on a ward like that, that was placed just by a trinket. Like, probably should have been able to call that out from Bjergsen, but it's not going to get that time back. And No Name takes the opportunity to go for invade.
And No Name's having a great time. Already the Spirit Stone up, so his time in the jungle isn't going to be hindered too much. He has all the regen he needs to keep safe. And even after taking some camps, he wants to try to make presence in the top lane. We'll see what Amazing tries to activate off of this as he heads into the jungle.
Take a little bit of Wolf Camp counter jungling here. Now that duo up top, Elise and Kale, actually a very strong top laner and jungle duo for 2v2 laning, because they can both go ranged when they feel like it. However, they do return to the jungle for more partnership jungling. Now, we do also want to watch the CS for Xiao, because even in their losses, Xiao has never been behind in CS at 10 minutes.
Right.
So even though last week LMQ go 0-2, he's always been able to stay up there. Right now, though, he's going to have to catch up to Bjergsen, because the Yasuo is doing a lot of work, and he's got very early armor on Bjergsen. Ninja Tabby going to help him so much dealing with this lane phase of Kha'Zix. Great ward placed by TSM, though. It's a very odd spot that you don't usually see from jumping over walls.
Interesting. We saw Moore place this ward a little bit ago. Uh-oh, Dyrus. Oh, no. Looks like Dyrus may get party time in a few minutes here in the bottom lane if he gets that wave pushed up on the side of Vasily. Back to the mid lane, Bjergsen, like you said, even CS there, Xiao keeping it safe.
Yeah, let's see how TSM react to this one, because it looks like Dyrus is a death sentence here with his name on it.
TSM has to know something, because they have the wards that would have said nobody exited. But Dyrus goes to ward, tries to keep himself safe. Wait a minute, the burnout! The crowd control's pretty much gone. If Ackerman can hit a Q, then that will be good. But nah, everybody's in range. Don't worry about it. First blood.
LMQ's focus on the bottom side red jungle pays off. They go at Dyrus and they get the kill. That affords them so much control down here. They're just going to deny more waves, though. They don't want to take the turret down this early.
Right.
They want to try and keep Dyrus behind. Get an actual level advantage for Ackerman,
Oh dear.
Okay.
Ackerman teleports in. Wait a minute. Wild Turtle coming up big. He is 6. The rockets are there, but he doesn't have vision past, and they know they have a Kha'Zix coming up.
Yep, amazing to come over the double golems, though. TSM with the same move, however, it's too late.
Yeah.
And they're also not able to capitalize catching Ackerman, who actually teleported into a very bad situation, but was able to walk away.
Thought he knew what he was doing for a second there. Bjergsen putting up a nice wind wall. Would have given Moore some extra harass, but he denies it. So TSM does get a bit out of this. They get a red timer. Not going to harass out on that too much. They have everything they need to keep these fights going. Xiao is more than happy to give them that for now.
So TSM, Dyrus going with a dangerous strategy of trying to soak up that experience on the side of the map that is basically LMQ territory.
We should look at Ackerman as he comes back. Zerkrie's first buy. A little more attack speed in his build. Keep that CS out of the turret and the lane safe. Now actually against Dyrus in the top lane. Turtle almost gets there in time, but he's just going to farm it up. 63 to 75 in that lane as well. Vasily's been having fun against Dyrus.
Let's watch how this lane pushes, though, because Turtle and Glebe can control this wave very easily. It will be pushing in their favor against TSM's wave. And this puts Vasily and Moore in a dangerous position. Are they actually going to try and go very deep here? Because their wards have timed out in that red side jungle. they no longer control this bottom half of the map. Yes, the turret is gone, but really most of the control is about vision. Where the jungle?
Whoa, amazing, trying to make plays. Flashes in for that, thinking he can get the stop on Ackerman before he gets to the turret. TSM is really trying to force the pressure.
Yeah, and then Ackerman just sort of walks away here. Pretty big win there from LMQ just by amazing overextending, using a bit too many cooldowns.
And without that timer too, Amazing's going to be in the top lane. They'll be not forced to grab the turret. They'll want to grab it, but Dragon should go right over to LMQ safely on this one.
Oh, Xiao Xiao under pressure. Bjergsen timing this aggression, but he's not able to get anything done. Like you said, the Dragon's already being taken. Yes, the top lane turrets go down and answer, but this is the secondary timer here on the Dragon that LMQ got because they were able to do the level 2. Even with a ward down here from TSM.
Good placement. Look at the timer.
Jungler is up top. No Name is not in the vicinity, or Amazing is not in the vicinity. Spending time on the top side of the map and not getting kills.
I like how they leave the ward there the whole time for Wild Turtle to get a chance. Amazing to the mid lane, showing presence. Tries to put a little aggression on, but knows there's nothing to be had on that one. Goes back, takes the Wraiths. LMQ with some great warding on the bottom side of the map is really just going to keep them safe for now. And if Ackerman can stay safe in the top lane, it's something we said. He can do it alone. The rest of the team on LMQ can get going, and he's been able to do it alone this game.
Yeah, even though, you know, he's actually very strong in this new meta where top laners have to pick and choose where they're able to soak up experience. Been able to escape a lot of very dangerous ganks. But really, LMQ's huge advantage just comes from them taking the trade that TSM offered them. TSM invading on that red side, wanting to swap their power top by sending multiple members up there, sending this AD carry
early
support.
Dragon.
They load up that top side map with all of their wards and all of their pressure. The bottom side of the map is where all the money is for the early game. LMQ taking those early Dragon advantages.
Oh, Dice is in with the E. He's going to be able to get out. Force the flash. Nice.
Great windfall.
Very quickly played. Good mechanics coming out from Bjergsen, and that's a 3-man pressure from LMQ. That's kind of the first time we've seen something not work for them, but they have room to make errors. Vasily now taking good damage. This should be Vasily going down. The minion wave. Good body block coming in. Wild Turtle short on the kill.
He does have Glebe coming in too, though, so he's got backup. Turtle should be able to shove this one into the wave now. Because he was able to win the trade, they do to get to deny experience, even though he did not get the kill.
Something that TSM hasn't been doing either is trying to gain map pressure back. Those pink wards have sat for quite some time. So TSM rather just farming up the lanes, knowing matching the aggression may be a little bit dangerous right now after what's happened and the way they wanted to play this game out.
Yeah. As I said, TSM really targeted the top side.
Yeah.
Weren't able to get much done. And so now they're in a hole, but it's not that big of a hole. 1.5K gold is not too hard for them to come back from. In their team fights, TSM definitely have the ability to take down members of the LMQ very quickly. As I said, this team is extremely squishy. If Ackerman is not there with his intervention, then anyone who does get caught out on LMQ could be a fairly quick target to take down.
Such coordinated roam coming in from LMQ. Right off the bat, Moore starts heading up to the top, or into the middle for the red as No Name comes in.
And even though they've got vision, all of TSM are surrounding them. This is only a 2-man invade here. Bjergsen trying to cut them off.
Wow. Nothing more needs to be said.
Exactly. Teleport wasted. That 2-man invade was so successful from LMQ. They got attention from all 5 members of TSM, wasting their time, even got out with it because Thresh was able to go split directions from Elise. LMQ, again, another very, very big outplay with the positioning and with that ward control. Even though TSM want to collapse, can't do anything about it.
And even with TSM closing in on that bottom area, those pink wards still stay. They haven't cleared out pretty much any of their jungle. They're trying to recuperate and getting back in the game, and they're actually allowing themselves to give up map pressure all over the place here. 14 minutes coming on the map. They're only 1.4 down, not too bad. Still definitely some plays to be made. Bjergsen on Yasuo, we still know what Yasuo can do in the late game. With Bjergsen's mechanics, nothing short of a win. Let's see what they can get.
And he did just complete his static shift, so that's a nice power boost right now for Bjergsen. He's going to have to combo with Dyrus or Amazing at some point, though, to be able to take somebody out, because they really need an extra man advantage by picking somebody off to turn it into some sort of objective and get them back in this game. They'll probably think about getting ward coverage around time for that third dragon. I don't think they're going to want to give up another one to LMQ, because if you let this LMQ team get out of control early game, this much damage potential from all these champions on LMQ will be very, very hard to deal with.
This is the thing that makes it dangerous against LMQ. Clearing out the side lanes now. They look like put most of their power towards the mid lane. And maybe able to try to activate something after this as well. 1:15 left on Dragon. They'd be more than happy to blow some summoners on TSM's side here and make that much easier for them to fight at the objectives. Blue buff has been picked over by Amazing. Not really anybody you need to give it to. Finally gets it. Just took a little bit longer.
Thresh has an advantage in ward fights. Can Amazing make something happen here, though?
Blade of the Rune King.
Early completion of that blade. They've also got Hydra onto Xiao Xiao. They have all the key items here. Even they already have, well, it's not upgraded Nashor's Tooth
Not
yet,
Stinger
but
right now.
It's still an extra.
Oh, Xiao Xiao. You can see Bjergsen's vision as he disappears. Tries to go for the ultimate, pops him up, going for the last one, doesn't get the hit. Xiao Xiao with the lifesteal keeps himself alive.
Can he survive this, though? Teleport comes in, and the rest of TSM are actually cornered now.
What a great forward play there. TSM, like they said, trying to match the aggression. They want to get something back instantly, but LMQ is all over stopping that.
Yep, Xiao Xiao just straight up duels. Bjergsen takes him out in the 1v1 on side lane because he has that completed Hydra, doing a lot of work for him.
Oh my word!
Victim.
W miss. Sun was in his eyes on that one. Amazing should. No. Wow.
Wow. A flash and a ward hop, gaining almost no distance there.
Yep.
And Xiao Xiao just gets another kill here. Now, to be fair, Bjergsen's the first guy to out CS Xiao Xiao at that 10-minute mark. So at least he has that going for him. But now this Kha'Zix is getting fed, and they're out of control. The third dragon is just an extra bonus for LMQ after all this work that he's been doing down there or in the bottom lane on Kha'Zix. This team is quickly getting out of control. They have so many sources of damage.
It's not usual that you'll see one after one kind of get picked off, especially Xiao Xiao after a fight still continue to get somebody. His TSM out of sorts a little bit here to the early game, and it seemed to have scattered them towards the start of the mid game here. See if they can recuperate. Only 3,000 gold behind. They're still able to answer a bit with lane pushing and few turret objectives after loss of those fights.
Throughout TSM's history, they've always been so strong in team fights and dragon fights, and that's what they were known for. But this time around, they completely ignored the dragon side of the map, and the gold deficit has turned into items now for LMQ. And TSM are starting to pay for it. I don't even know if the team fights can get them back in, but they do get a pick on more.
What they needed. They need to be starting to get the picks in the jungle. TSM now 4 strong. Going at this one for another fight. Cleave just on the outside to give that 5th member assistance. It looks like they're going to be able to get a push on the turret here in the top lane. No, LMQ answers. They already have enough to stop it.
TSM still controlling top side of the map. They've got lots of wards in there. They even have a pink ward down at the red. So they are not giving up on this strategy. Staying up there. Yes, they did get a pick onto the support, but it's just one kill on the support. They didn't get that top turret after. Not really turned into much there, so they're going to need more. But you did get to see what happens when they find one of these squishy guys all by themselves.
That's true. And Moore's used to dying. He's the guy that goes in as the bait. He'll hook a minion, make it look like they got the wrong initiation, but he knows what he's doing all the time. That one got caught out a little bit.
Let's take a look here. Xiao Xiao getting into enemy territory once again. However, all of TSM are congregating down in this bottom lane. So if he goes aggressive, again, just because he's had success already, even though he doesn't have vision, then he could pay for it here pretty quickly.
LMQ, I believe they have like 100% vision pinks on the dragon this entire time right now. Make it cleared out, but nobody's going to walk into the brush. Turret down in the top lane. Well, it won't even draw pressure, and TSM wants to try and hold middle right now, so Ackerman's free to farm here.
Ackerman already a very strong split pusher without even completing the Randuins.
Yeah.
Or I mean the Runans. the Hurricane. That's the key for the insane Kale split pushing power. But he's already taken that top turret by himself, just Nashers. This is only going to get worse for TSM. Already we're seeing a 1-3-1 come from LMQ with the strength of these assassins and the strength of split pushing Kale. TSM have few options to deal with this. They really need to collapse very quickly and not spend too many targets in one spot.
Still haven't seen a real all-out 5v5 between these teams. There's a lot of crowd control and area of effect damage that TSM can put out. They might get the kills they need right away.
So what TSM need to work off here is their strong member, Wild Turtle. Wild Turtle did a good job farming. He's got the fully stacked Bloodthirster, and he's got the team's only kill. That Corki puts out a ton of damage in the mid-game. He's working towards that Trinity Force right now. Once he gets Trinity Force and Bloodthirster combo, it's a huge spike for Corki, and he can decimate team fights if he's able to be protected.
Shouldn't be too bad here, Bjergsen. Looks like he's going to go back and forth here with Xiao Xiao. Bottom down, coming amazing, is just on the way down here. Xiao Xiao's going to hold it. He's on a ward that's, just missing the Sonic Wave. And he's going to go ahead and get himself some HP as he farms his way out.
Bjergsen prepped that so well, too. Kept him interested, warded up the bush even, so he had vision. But they don't get any kill out of it.
Trying for plays. Even without Xiao Xiao in the mid lane, they feel they can quickly go in, a 2v3. Righto, No Name heading back into the jungle, so he's not going to be doing too much here. Actually, haven't seen too much of him this game. It's really been LMQ kind of just outmaneuvering all over the map.
Yep, they've been so strong.
Calls are good.
Down on the bottom side. Let's see how this duo actually happens when they meet up here.
Let's say he used the Cutlass there, but didn't go for it.
So he used the Cutlass, but he didn't use Dragon's Descent, so Ackerman can't go too aggressive until that is blown. Once Dyrus is all out of repositioning tools, then Kale can make use of her slows and ranged advantage to kite him. But right now, he's just got to try and clear waves.
Amazing. And Glebe doing what they can to soil out the minions in the mid wave. Looks like they will be able to save it. TSM is still holding well within their turrets. Lost mid. They're just losing dragons left and right. And back in the splits ago, they were a team that said, we can let Dragon go. It's something that's all right because we'll win the lanes. But now it's kind of a toss-up. Neither's getting to him.
Yeah, and they're continuing to lose this vision war. Ackerman is warding up for himself on this top side. He's basically the one-man split push squad for LMQ, holding down this entire top side of the map, getting the wards in. His deep one just disappeared, but he still has the one in the river. And he's able to keep up that pressure on the top side. Meanwhile, they have this fed Kha'Zix assassin in the bottom lane that nobody can really handle 1 versus 1 anymore. Xiao Xiao is always drawing so much attention from TSM down to the bottom side just by himself. That if they keep up these wards in both sides of the jungle, LMQ can continue to just pull TSM apart and increase their lead.
Still just hovering on TSM's bottom half of the jungle. They have 9 seconds on Dragon, already positioning the pieces for that. Looks like TSM's going to maybe get their first 5v5. Dyrus could be forced to take the long haul on this one. He's going to try to prevent using teleport as he makes his way down. LMQ is just going to hold off for now as Xiao Xiao is pushing bot lane all by himself.
That's just the story of the game right there. TSM set up for the gank. They miss all of their skill shots. LMQ just throw out one offhand death sentence, and they hit it.
There's a bit of an attack. Amazing getting hit up. If you can get the jungler out of the dragon fight, that is an objective win.
Whoa.
Looks like Amazing is going down. 3 TSM members flying now to Xiao Xiao. Is it enough focus? Because on the back line, they also lost Dyrus.
Yeah, Xiao Xiao did go into 3 people, though. He had all of the damage focused on him, even not as the tank. He gets taken out in the same amount of time as the whole front line from TSM. LMQ, though, is still dangerous. Corki is up. Can't get it with the missiles.
Mid-air Phosphorus and Smite. Almost getting that one for Wild Turtle. And like you said, this is the point they need to get Wild Turtle's damage in here. It's going to be face-to-face with Vasily. He was expecting a little quicker heal, and that is a pie in the face to Glebe. Oh my word, Bjergsen coming in. One more, tries to get the dash, the double kills there, but he gets silenced out.
Split seconds make the difference with Kale there. Ackerman ults himself, and Bjergsen immediately switches targets. Great pickup there from Bjergsen, getting some kills back for his team.
Looked away for a second. He just dove into the fight. So 7-4, 5,000 Sek goalie. Let's take another look at
So they split targets here. They try and get the slow onto Bjergsen, and he's dueling Ackerman in the top while LMQ take out everyone else. But Ackerman ults himself, and Bjergsen immediately changes targets, gets his own knockup to ult 2, and finishes off the double kill.
Ooh.
Good job making the best of a bad situation.
Oh, there's a speed up. He's got another one. He should be in range for this. This is not going to go for Turtle. He flashes as the ward comes over the wall. I think that was necessary. Great plays, though. Xiao, single pressure all over the map.
Yep, Bjergsen gets out, or Turtle gets out by the skin of his teeth, and he's almost got that completed Trinity Force. There it is. He actually does finish it now. So they have that spike. They've got the 2-item Yasuo and the 2-item Corki. Can they make something happen, though? Because they have to make it happen pretty soon. As I said earlier, there's just so much damage on this LMQ team. It's going to be hard to deal with. Xiao, though, jumping in by himself. You can see how they can actually take him down, even with his flash and his ulti. If they collapse onto him, he still is an easy target to focus down.
Kill that bug real quick. Both of these teams, you got to remember, went 0-2 last week. So this will be TSM going 0-3 if LMQ can actually get this win. Something they've never really been part of is 0-3 lists.
Yeah, that would be first in a long time for TSM. Over a year since.
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever had a losing week in the LCS, actually.
Yeah, it was first 0-2 in a year, just about, that they lost last week. So that's got to weigh on them, too.
Yeah. The thing is, though, they're staring this 1-3-1 in the face, and they can't deal with it right now. LMQ are not going to fight them grouped up unless there is a dragon. They're just going to continue to pull them out across this map. Ridiculous split pushing from Kale now that she has completed the Hurricane. Yeah. And Xiao, even though he died, still that massive beast in the bottom lane. Ackerman goes too deep, though.
Uh-oh. Actually holds on the intervention. He knew it was going to be 100-0.
This is a pick that TSM really needed. That was a key component from LMQ. Now can they actually capitalize on that pick and make anything happen, though?
Well, game kind of reflects. You see where the lanes are. You see how fast they're trying to push. They almost have nothing to work with right now because they've been so far behind.
Yeah, I mean, they really don't have an option to go with here. TSM not pressuring mid. There's no dragon up. They can't even control vision.
It's like a bad time to win a fight.
Yeah.
if there ever was.
I mean, just look at the difference in the jungles right now. It's TSM's jungle just scattered with wards, where LMQ's is completely black, just because they know they have complete control of it. And TSM have not been able to venture to that side of the map yet to get any sort of control. So even when they get a kill, not able to pressure any of these objectives. TSM get one deep ward down, though. Dyrus doing it for the team.
He's getting in there. He's got his armor on, making sure it's safe. Teleport up for him. The play is possible. Amazing dragon kick is up. So they could really set something up for Bjergsen, but they're never all in the right spot. Just trying to clean up the map right now. Team Solomid down 5,000 gold at this point. 6,000 gold as it ticks on. 2-1 in turrets. Looks like wheelhouse strategies won't be working for them in this game. They stated they want to match LMQ's aggression because LMQ just started way too on the hot foot for TSM to match that.
Oh, pops his ulti there. Bloop. So that's a pretty good cooldown. He won't be able to split push with as much confidence as before.
So let's go mid.
The team here. Joining up 5v5. They don't have Dyrus here. This tower should go down pretty quickly.
Good wave clear. Amazing, looking to go in. Remember that kick is up, but he can't get anybody in position to put him back towards the turret.
Split off, but Ackerman's by himself.
Ackerman lives on this one. Saved the flash and intervention from last time he went down at Wolves. Looks like it pays off.
And great disengage from LMQ. They make the call to push while TSM are split, get the turret, and then immediately scatter once TSM try and force that 5v5. Now, though, they're on the defense.
This is what they need. There's the hook. Actually, No Name in the back gets locked up, but he will be all right in the fight. Nobody can follow Dyrus that far in. They're saying, let's get the turret. We'll lose Dyrus. Still a thumbs up. They get some gold out of that one and open up the map. Very much needed.
That's, now LMQ do have an extra man advantage, though.
Right.
Everyone's so low on HP. Not going to do anything with it. Trade turrets, but they also lose an extra kill in the process for TSM. Not the worst of trades, but they still do come out with the short end.
It's really, you see TSM do something and LMQ matches it. It's kind of the story of this game. Anything happens and LMQ will get a little bit back. 20 seconds on the Dragon. They all backed as well as TSM, so everybody's coming out strong on this one. A lot of summoners up on both sides, so we're going to have an all-out fight.
Xiao almost level 18 on that Kha'Zix now. A ridiculous beast. He's not only got his own armor penetration, but he also is going to be AoE shredding TSM's armor for Vasily. There's just going to be ridiculous damage out. Even if someone gets taken out from LMQ, 2 of their remaining damage threats would be enough to take out an entire team. They're so strong right now.
Here comes Dyrus.
Teleports in for the dragon fight.
Missing out on the hook. Bjergsen throws out the wall. It's really the poke going to be coming from Wild Turtle here, so everybody on LMQ is going to be dodging left and right. A few more to come in. It's going to be hit up by No Name easily. Team Solomid's forced to watch another dragon go down. 5 out of 5 dragons this game in 30 minutes have gone to LMQ. The 7,000 gold lead is getting up there.
Yep, TSM really feeling it now. They're very, very worried about this game running away because they don't have any control.
Right.
They have to continue to run. They're just trying to hit and run here. Grab a little bit of experience, a little bit of jungle camp, and then run away. They don't want to have actually a full fight with LMQ. Basically, they're just waiting for a turret dive to try and turn something around. Uh-oh, Bjergsen though. There's a turret dive and he's all by himself.
Wait, Dyrus goes into the fight. Bjergsen can't really dive back in here to get the ultimate going, and he's not going to. They're going to eat up Dyrus right away.
Without the main tank too. There's not an advantage that TSM have over LMQ. So it's pretty much going to be a hard push now. Everything on the map is available. And LMQ...
Definitely a tough spot.
Return to the split push though. They're not even just going to get one turret. Also pushing up that top lane.
Good grab on Turtle just to prevent any re-engage or extra harass. But LMQ choosing different champions. We got Ackerman on Kale. We'll see. Actually, amazing here. May not want to do this. Turtle's coming up from the outside, but the rest of the team is also closing in onto Turtle. The Venomous Flask goes down. Looks like they will be able to get out of this one without getting slowed too much.
Yep, they swing up top, try and get an extra turret here, but it's too much for them. All TSM have responded in time. I don't know though, that the lack of TSM leadership with all the old players being removed is really showing through. The game plan they didn't seem to have a game plan for the beginning here. And LMQ, since they just got to control the bottom side of the map where all the dragon gold is, just pulled further and further ahead.
It's definitely a different scene that TSM used to be. This is the odd one, this is Reginald, this is Special. These guys will do this. You assume things. Odd one would always be in the back pocket of Reginald. Now it's kind of a, can we fill the shoes? And like we said, that weighs heavily on this team. Especially now being down, having that 0-2 week. They're kind of seeing what they had flounder.
Yeah.
Makes it tough.
We did talk about how Reggie tweeted out there they're bringing on that coach now.
Yeah.
So maybe the coach will be able to turn around for the new guys on TSM.
Right.
And return them to their former North American glory.
Yeah.
But right now, it's all LMQ.
Definitely looking back to form. I was saying just before we saw that fight in the bottom lane, or top lane there, near the bottom turret, Xiao on a different champion now. Ackerman, after playing so much Shyvana and a Jax or so, and Relia as well. But these guys, we haven't seen it all yet.
Yeah, and I like that point especially because not only is he Xiao in the mid lane playing a different champion, but it's a different style for him. It's not a heavy CS champion. It's not a lane bully. It is Kha'Zix, who's got a bit of a harder time, as Hai has shown, in lane versus many lane matchups. Did much better against Yasuo, but it is a different type of champion. He's playing that assassin. He's playing that split push. So he's just showing how versatile of a player he is. Secure in his own right down in that bottom lane, making plays by himself.
Yep.
Not just the farm-heavy team player doing all the Orianna and Lulu play.
We talked a little bit about No Name earlier. Captain of the team. The team says they respect him quite a lot. In this game, he was pretty much 0-0-1, but the calls were still there. The Dragon has been locked down. Just the rotations LMQ has had brings everybody to a pretty good record. He's 2-0-4 in the game right now, so No Name really having an effect on LMQ's positioning play and just their overall wins.
All right, let's see if this game can change with a mid-game team fight. 33 minutes in. It's going to have to be some CC chains landing for TSM.
This gets tougher though, Kobe. Xiao Xiao's already ready to build armor after his damage. It's gonna get tough.
Oh, skill shot's not landing for either team.
Uh-oh. Wall is down. No Name taking a bit more damage than he wanted. It looks a bit chaotic here for LMQ. They're keeping the damage on the back line and healthy. TSM is definitely hitting a few more shots than LMQ would like.
Yeah, LMQ would like a chaotic fight. They want it to be spread out. Even though they do have Twitch who can get good line damage, they really need Xiao Xiao to be able to jump around. If Xiao Xiao can get a reset, then that would be really the main way LMQ is going to win this. And LMQ have so much sustained damage with Twitch and Kale, both basically from the back line doing ridiculous sustained auto attack damage in area of effect that they just create so much threat. It's really hard for TSM to find an opening. Even though Dyrus going very heavy tank build on Shyvana, he gets melted ridiculously quickly.
He's 3 levels behind Xiao Xiao right now too, so add that on. See if they can get themselves down. Bjergsen actually the only other level 18 in the game, so you can just see how far ahead Xiao Xiao and Bjergsen are and how much they matter in these fights. Infinity Edge finished up on Bjergsen, so those impact plays may be possible. A read and the wards to come in here from LMQ. They want the fight overall, starting at half health on this one. Intervention going down to save the team, and all of TSM is turned their back to the fight, and they are running for base. Double kill coming in for Ackerman, and LMQ is going to just walk this one out and see what else they can find.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great comp for LMQ if you have a strong early start like they had. It looks overpowered now just because they have all these scaling damage sources that have been able to get money. But if they had gotten shut down early, if they had made successful Lee Sin ganks, then it could be a completely different story. However, look at this from LMQ. They have all these damage sources to rely on. They just use intervention at the beginning. They know they don't have any tank stats. They're just trying to use that at the very beginning, and they don't even block that much damage with it. They just have so much coming in here with Xiao Xiao going deep into the team, getting so much AoE down, and you can see the 3 shots from Kel. This is why the popularity of this build from Kel has become so prevalent across all regions. He can put out ridiculous damage from the back line on all targets of TSM that are grouped up that close. Everybody
so wants damage. He accidentally bought a Seeker's arm guard, and he's like, wait, I can just buy another needlessly large rod.
Yeah, sell that.
So LMQ
has armor on it? Garbage.
Ackerman buys just more damage. Oh, and then he buys the ability tome. So he didn't even want the armor. He's just saying, I want the ability before the armor. Now they move in for more fights. It's getting tough for Team Solomid right now. Pretty much a stranglehold by LMQ across the entire map, and they're just looking to drop these last turrets.
Yeah. And I mean, No Name is actually pretty tanky now.
Yeah.
I take that back.
He got big quick, though. It was like then and not and yes.
Yeah, he's
pretty much.
He was able to just run into the team and soak up the initial damage there. So, ooh, Turtle with a snipe. Big win there for TSM, getting that blue. Blue is extremely important on Corki.
TSM still trying to control their map. They have a few pink wards out, but so does LMQ. They have continuously moved that pink ward line forward. Found a little bit more now. They're going to use that pressure as well to deny TSM even more of their own experience. This side of the jungle has not been Team Solomid. Cannot say that.
No, it's basically just LMQ looking for how they're going to finish out this game.
Right.
Is it going to be the split push, or are they just going to use this Baron buff and run straight up?
Slow waiting. They got mid lane pushed. If anything happens here, they can go right on to that. So TSM has a lot to worry about right now. In their favor is the top lane. So Dyrus, if they get a good fight, can get there and try to give them a little boost back in this game. Everything is so on edge, though. Amazing gets caught. A quick safeguard to Bjergsen. And already TSM on their heels for this turret.
Yeah, they're going to have to wait for the actual dive from LMQ.
Man, that is a huge wave top.
Constantly dodging cocoons and death sentences. Yeah, LMQ are fine with letting that wave die on top just because they have such a huge advantage with this Baron buff. They don't want to let this pressure relax on the bottom lane.
Oh, Xiao Xiao.
Looking to corner him.
This is a dangerous turret to be guarding right now.
It's slowly going down, though. Look at the health, though. They got another few attacks on it during that push. The top lane has been killed off by the turret, so that one's not going to go down just from minions. TSM, though, this is pretty good for them. They've been able to actually hold it.
Yeah, they're slowing things down
during some portion of the duration of this Baron buff, which is really all they can hope for right now. They really have to be careful now, though. Xiao Xiao has split, and he's returning. They don't have their main tank, Dyrus, and they're getting collapsed on.
Yeah, Dyrus is chasing to the end of this fight. More very close, throws on the speed. Almost gets the lantern grab in.
And you can tell, No Name just constantly on the front line. He's just walking into TSM space because he knows if they focus him at all, all these other ridiculous damage sources from LMQ are going to obliterate the team. Even if No Name ends up going down, having built all those tank items, there's just so much damage from LMQ, the entire TSM team will probably be dead at the same time.
Ackerman, quite a bit here, actually. Let's see what he's working with. 515 ability power, so those heals are coming out quite strong for him. Let's see if he has already saved Vasily in a few fights, actually.
Ackerman returning to that top
HP
lane.
Heals.
He's got his teleport, so they're going to try and take advantage of that very fast-pushing Kayle to create the counter pressure up top so that they can actually work off that bottom side. He's also completed the Zanya, so he does have the defensive capabilities. It's really strong for Kayle to have both Zanya, so he doesn't have to ult himself. As we've seen, he wants to ult at the beginning of the fight to block damage from whoever is on the front line. And then he's going to be able to rely on that Zanya's active for himself if he gets dove by someone like Bjergsen.
Well, you can see how much TSM is kind of putting in the fact that they hope LMQ kind of engages a one person here or one person here. As Bjergsen and Amazing make their way to that top lane, and the rest of the team now towards the mid lane. Dyrus will back and get himself back with the team right now. 341 to 265 Ackerman to Dyrus in that CS. 404 to Bjergsen's 376 in that mid lane. Great CSing in the lanes. Like we said, the Wild Turtle kept up on top. They just couldn't get the fights for him to put everybody over that line as well.
And right now, you can see LMQ trying to replenish their ward coverage, and to go back to base to get more of them. They want to be able to control blue side for the upcoming Baron. Yes, you know, killing this turret would be nice, but really they're all just about getting their wards down right now in preparation for the next Baron. They don't feel safe going for that dive quite yet.
Turtle's got some pretty good clear too, so you can see LMQ only getting a few shots when they can actually get there.
It's like they should be able to pressure some decent damage on the turret. They always have to be so scared of the bindings though. Such long range and duration at this point in the game, fully maxed from Glebe. Ooh, Ackerman's got the whole team on his tail.
Oh, Dyrus will be all right. It's another thing we kind of didn't see in Champion Select. Oh, maybe Amazing going in here. Gets the Black Shield for safety, as we'll usually see that Elise and Morgana combination together for their bindings. Now split up, you can see, still causing some good trouble, but the Lantern safety instead. Able to get him out safely, so that Thresh pick for Moore is really helping the team. We see it helping on the invades earlier too, with some awesome two-man invades.
Yeah, and that's going to stay a 4-on-4 up in that top lane, this little duel that they're having, because you can't leave Ackerman alone with a turret for any amount of time, because he will destroy that turret so quickly. He's already whittling it down, even with Dyrus there, punishing, forcing him back to Fountain. And TSM even have to switch out defenders to deal with Ackerman.
This is like TSM has become Masons in the past few weeks. They've put up such a wall that LMQ cannot get into the base so far. Still trying. Haven't been able to push anything past the inhibitor turret. Still the top turret stands, but LMQ, like you said, we're waiting for this Baron. Completely dark. They go for the engage. That's a Glebe down in just a half a second. Dyrus tries to get in. Bjergsen's not even getting the ult yet until half of the team is down, and that means there's enough focus for Bjergsen to drop instantly.
Turtle doesn't get over the wall there, has to flash, but he goes down anyway.
There's the ace.
That right there is why I was saying LMQ don't even care about that turret.
Right.
They're just getting that vision down, and TSM try and fight through the vision.
Now they
right into the skill shot. They get picked off.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous to give up any vision control to a team with Thresh and Elise, or Elise. LMQ walking into the base now.
Full map control throughout the game. 25 seconds, 17 seconds on the closest death chamber here for Glebe. LMQ is going to be walking this one in from the top lane, 16 to 6. 17,000 gold lead coming in on Team Solomid. They break the 0-2, and they're going to get a win here.
Yeah, congratulations to LMQ. Very, very strong, controlled performance. As a red side, they are the ones who actually get to control the bottom side. That is not very often. You've seen so many times red side teams were forced into doing duo swaps. But TSM are actually the ones who swapped up top. And LMQ just ran with it. They're like, okay, you're going to give us some dragon side?
Yeah.
We'll take all the dragons. And then they got Xiao Xiao a little bit of a lead there, and he was able to be a very strong threat.
Great camaraderie between all of the players. A good game played by LMQ, showing that they definitely went over the mishaps of last week, figured out what was wrong, ironed it out, and were really able to come out strong here. And I think, you know, one plus to that is a different composition than they ever used. And the other one is they put the pedal to the metal again. There was no hesitation to their play once again. Yeah,
it was impressive that they used all of these squishy, very strong scaling champions and had such a good early game. Even against Lee Sin jungle. That was so highly prized by TSM to get that for amazing.
Ackerman bringing out the Kale.